I'm proud to be a part of this administration. We're not stopping. I don't care what the judges think. I don't care what the left thinks. We're coming.
And we are back, and we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, people. You know that it helps out a ton. And of course, it helps us. And it helps you because it helps us, and it helps us because it helps you. You know how, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. You know how it works. Now, y'all, we are in, can we call it a new era? Can we call this a new era where we have within 2 days, we have 2 separate judges being arrested for similar types of allegations, right? But they're totally separate. One in Wisconsin and the other in Arizona. And both of these judges are arrested for supposedly, allegedly helping migrants evade detection, evade capture, etc. So we are in a new era, and I certainly want to know what you all have to say about that. But first, let's get the details on both of these situations so that you can be totally informed. And then we're going to open up the conversation. So let's get into it.
Federal authorities reportedly arrested a Milwaukee County Circuit judge this morning for allegedly assisting an undocumented migrant. In a since deleted tweet from FBI Director Kash Patel, he said this judge was arrested on charges of obstruction related to an immigration arrest.
Yeah, and to set the stage for you and Sandra, this was truly horrific. This guy was in court being prosecuted by a state prosecutor for domestic violence battery. He had beat up 2 people, a guy and a girl, hit the guy 30 times, knocked him to the ground, choked him, beat up a woman so badly they both had to go to the hospital. And John, it's so rare for victims to want to cooperate. They wanted to cooperate. They were sitting in the courtroom with the state prosecutor. The judge learns that ICE was outside to get the guy because he had been deported in 2013, came back in our country, commits these crimes, charged with committing these crimes, victims in court. Judge finds out, she goes out in the hallway, screams at the immigration officers. She's furious, visibly shaken, upset, sends them off to talk to the chief judge. She comes back in the courtroom, you're not going to believe this, takes the defendant and the defense attorney back in her chambers, takes them out a private exit and tells them to leave, while a state prosecutor and victims of domestic violence are sitting in the courtroom.
And what they allege here in the course of the complaint that's been filed by the FBI agent who is running this investigation is that essentially this judge used the jury door. So that's the door that the jury comes in and out of the courtroom. It allows the jury to come in and out of the courtroom and be able to move through non-public areas. So that protects them. But it's also a way for other court staff to move through. And apparently she was involved in this case, at least according to the information that the federal prosecutors and the FBI has alleged here in the course of their investigation. She moved this individual who's wanted by ICE, for which there was an active and a arrest warrant for, to be removed from the United States, moved him through the jury door, allowing him to effectively evade ICE agents. This individual was facing criminal charges, 3 misdemeanor counts related to physical assault.
We remember these words of Tom Homan, the border czar. This was March 17th, and his message on these judges who apparently are trying to get in the way of this administration's efforts. Listen.
I'm proud to be a part of this administration. We're not stopping. I don't care what the judges think. I don't care what the left thinks. We're coming.
There's also this other case coming out of New Mexico. Judge Joel Cano and his wife were arrested for harboring a TDA member at their home. The alleged TDA member had been picked up by law enforcement, and now he and his wife were picked up and arrested. And you say that you believe, as the Attorney General, that the person that they were having living at their home was a truly potentially bad individual.
Yeah, that's the judge up on the screen now who got arrested. Yeah, his name is Ortega. He was is a known TDA member. So he comes through Eagle Pass December 2023. He's living in our country. January 2025, ICE, they get a tip. Tom Homan's done a great job. Our FBI did a great job on this case too. They get a tip that he is living with a judge and the judge's wife. So they have him arrested first on immigration charges. A Judge Damian Martinez releases him saying that Judge Cano has a good BS meter and wouldn't let just anyone live on his property.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the associations with this violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, and this person that they harbored in their home, he was showing signs through clothing, we were told, tattoos. There was evidence through voice messages and text messages of his association to TDA. So what charges will Cano and his wife face, if any?
So Judge Cano, soon to be former Judge Cano, got his charges were just unsealed. He's charged with obstruction. He admitted post Miranda. He took one of the TDA members' cell phones himself, took it, beat it with a hammer, destroyed it, and then walked the pieces to a city dumpster to dispose of it to protect him. The wife also is charged with destroying evidence. Sandra, not only that, this TDA member, and he had on a necklace that said kill, something about death. He had tattoos all over him. He also had on his cell phone pictures of two decapitated victims, decapitated, gruesome photos. And he was sending them out, and whoever he was sending them to was sending back saying, hey, you need to be careful. You shouldn't be sending these. You shouldn't be texting these photos out. Not only that, these two, the judge and his wife, gave him assault rifles that belonged to their daughter. That's what they're charged with. In the criminal report affidavit, he goes to a shooting range with these assault rifles, with a suppressor, with other known TDA members, and they're shooting. This is the last person that we want in our country, nor will we ever tolerate a judge or anyone else harboring them.
Very significant development that you're arresting judges now. Now, it could be that the judges have engaged in terribly bad behavior and deserve to be arrested. But you know what critics will say? They'll say, oh, this is a government that is expanding the powers of the Article 1 of the Constitution. Now they're arresting judges. How do you respond to that?
No one is above the law, John. No one is above the law in this country. And if you are destroying evidence, if you are obstructing justice, when you have victims sitting in a courtroom of domestic violence and you're escorting a criminal defendant out a back door, it will not be tolerated, and it is a crime in the United States of America. Doesn't matter who you are, you're going to be prosecuted.
So I'd like to know what you have to say, y'all. I mean, as you already know, people on the left side of the aisle, they are going to claim that this is the end of the world, that this is, you just can't do this, overstep. You already know all of the claims that are, they're already out there, and they're going to continue to come. But I guess the question is this: should a judge have any kind of special ability to avoid prosecution under these types of circumstances? And I do differentiate the two different situations. One situation seemed to be a judge who was at home, not working in official capacity at the time of the arrest, not working in official capacity at the time of the alleged misconduct. The other judge was at work in the courthouse and working in an official capacity at the time of the alleged misconduct. So we want to differentiate that first and foremost. Now, does it really make a difference? Does it make a difference if you're doing something wrong at work or if you're doing it wrong at home? I think that's an interesting question, and I think that any kind of legal procedure that comes out of this will probably take that into account, particularly for the judge who was at work at the time. But overall, we are a nation of federal laws and state laws, and the federal law says, look, you can't help, you can't aid and abet, you cannot assist migrants, undocumented people, avoid detection. And that is exactly what the federal government is accusing the judge of having done, even though it was in her official capacity. So I want to know what y'all have to say. How does this strike you? Do y'all think this is going too far? I mean, are we going to be a country where now the federal government's just going to start swooping in on the states and saying, look, we're going to lock y'all up? I mean, that's already what happened, right? It's happened twice. And I want to know how you feel about it. But before you comment, please do hit the share button. Just stop whatever you're doing. Touch that share button. Put in somebody's email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or put them all in. Share this video out. This will be a great this would be a great topic of conversation. You know, you want to have this conversation with somebody else, share the video with them first and then ask them what they think. You know, I'm going to give y'all my opinion. You know, usually I don't give my opinion after I ask the question, but I will give my opinion this time. I think I'd like to see all of the evidence. I do not think that a judge should be above or beyond legal ramifications if they're breaking the law, even at work, okay? But I would like to see the evidence first. At this time, we have allegations, and I don't like to convict people in my own mind based on allegations. But I definitely think that judges should be held to a higher standard, frankly. Judges should be, I mean, not that we should come down harder on them, but if a normal person knows not to do something and would get caught up for doing it, then a judge should know doubly well not to do it. And I don't see why they should escape being caught up. But the optics of it all, it definitely has a certain look. It doesn't look good. You know, I know some of y'all may disagree with that, but it does not look good. And so, you know, many people are going to be afraid by this. But I'd like to hear what y'all have to say. Please drop a comment down below. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. I want to thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.